We want to know what you have to say about the wall. We don't want to hear from the politicians who seemingly politicize everything for their own angle and agenda. So we traveled for this story to probably one of the most divided places in the United States dealing with this issue. Orange County, California, home to 3 million residents. This once right-wing Republican county now has a large Democrat Hispanic population and a large white Republican population. Here is their take on the wall situation.
Why can't we spend $5 billion building a wall to protect our border? You know?
What problems is Trump's border wall going to solve, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's going to rule out at least, the opportunity for people to come in so easily. It's not going to stop illegal immigration, but I think it's going to slow it down. Along with some other technology, it could be a benefit in just kind of stemming that tide.
As a resident of Southern California, are you concerned about illegal immigration or some of the problems along the border?
Yes, definitely.
Like what?
Well, besides the crime and those other, associated activities, we have a law. We have a law in this country. My parents immigrated from Holland in 1954. They came, through the process the right way, along with, millions and millions of other people.
When you hear Democrats talk about the wall being a representation of racism or the wall being racist, what's your take on that?
Anything even remotely beneficial to the Democratic Party to label as race or racism, they do. So, how can it be racist to protect a sovereign nation, with whatever border security you need?
Trump is doing the right thing?
I think so. With respect to border protection, it's been something, that our representatives, in Washington have been trying to do for as long as I've been alive. In fact, half the Democrats or more voted for the same thing they're now voting against, so it's more a Trump thing, I think, than whether there's a legitimate benefit to having a wall. So, because it's a Trump thing, they'll throw anything at it, to delegitimize it, in my opinion.
What is your opinion of President Trump wanting to build the wall?
Well, I think it's a very expensive, very ineffective way of spending billions of dollars. I don't believe it will keep many people from illegally immigrating to the country.
Why do you say that? Because typically walls are used as barriers and as borders.
I think what we're talking about, money better spent, would be to cover the ports of entry that are shipping and air and checking up on people who overstay their visas. That's the vast majority of the 18 million or so people that are estimated to be in this country illegally, not people invading the borders, let's say.
So why do you believe Trump is so insistent on building this wall? Do you believe he's trying to build his base, or he truly believes with conviction that this is going to help the cause?
I completely believe he's trying to build his base.
And the Democrats seem to politicize this as much as Trump and some of his fellow Republicans.
Well, I think that's probably true, but I think that they're correct, that the money would be better spent creating technology to better examine all the millions of containers that enter the country, and to have a system to check visas that have expired, and tourist visas and visa waiver programs that allow people to visit the country, but we don't check when they leave. I mean, that's 2/3 of the millions of people that are in this country illegally.
Why do you believe that immigration is such a polarizing issue here in the United States, and not just with politicians, but with average folk on the street who have such differing opinions about this?
Well, I think that's an example of how nationalism run rampant, and racism and prejudice, and I think that it's not well founded.
What's your opinion of President Trump wanting to build the wall?
I'll say it's racist to an extent, but also ignorant as well. It's kind of ridiculous just because of the fact that many people have proven that it is ineffective and it wastes so much money. He's saying make America great again, but he's repeating one of the worst times of history, like the Great Depression and all that. Because I'm a Mexican, and the fact that he says it's Mexico's fault after everything, which not really, because if you really think about it, all the drugs and everything, they come from everywhere else, like Colombia, all these other places, you know. The fact that he says, I'll do whatever it takes is ridiculous, because like, that shows that he'll do anything. He doesn't care about the United States. He just cares about himself, you know?
I honestly think that he should build a wall because, I don't know, I just think like there's so many people already coming here to the United States and like there's not enough jobs anymore or like just stuff happening.
When you hear people saying that President Trump is racist, that he wants to build a wall for his own cause, do you believe any of that?
No, I honestly don't think he's racist at all.
Why do you say that?
I mean, if he was racist, he wouldn't have other races working at the president's house, like, you know, Muslims or like African Americans, Latinos and stuff working there. It's just a little disappointing. Like, he's trying to help out and people think he's actually being racist when he's not. People see him differently. They don't see the good side of him.
President Trump is really misguided. I think that he is, you know, really stoking fears about immigrants coming in who are clearly in need of asylum. I think that it is clear that it is really not an emergency based on the facts. And I think that he is stoking fear through false information, having people become very afraid that if we don't build a wall that we're going to be out of control, which I don't think that has any basis in fact. So I think that he's stoking fears, he's dividing our country, he is helping people become afraid of immigrants, which is absolutely ridiculous. They add way more to our country than they take away, and it makes me so very sad. And I stand in a community that's very integrated right now, and I stand shoulder to shoulder with them, doing anything I can to bring about facts, to bring about good things for our country, which should include border security, yes, but no need for a wall.
Well, there you have it. The people have spoken. We still want to hear from you, so please let us know what you have to say in the comment section. In Southern California, David Nazar News reporting.